Last month, Boaz gave us the grand tour of Phipps' beautiful holiday magic show. It's just a few weeks later, and the conservatory has completely transformed.
Wow, the trees and the poinsettias are gone, and the Phipps team in Oakland has installed their Orchid and Tropical Bonsai show. Boaz, I know orchids can be tricky plants to take care of. Are you learning some tips over there?
Oh my gosh, yes, I'm surrounded by thousands of orchids, so I think the orchids are teaching me a lot, and if that's not enough, I also have an orchid expert with me. This is Giovani from Phipps. Thanks for joining us, Giovani.
Yeah.
And so, you know all about these orchids, and the wild thing to me is once you have so many together, you realize, like, orchids can look so many different ways. It's sort of blowing my mind. Like, this sort of looks like a creature from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
But then over here, this almost looks more like tulipy or daffodilly.
Yeah, so they have been hybridized to look differently. In the particular one that you pointed first, it has Brassia in the background. Brassia is an orchid that is commonly called like the spider orchids. It's like it's kind of spidery, long-looking. Cymbidiums, that's what we call the classic ones. They have been like hybridized to be more round.
Yeah.
And usually they have like bigger flowers than the more like the species that tend to have smaller flowers. So that green one, for example, is another standard cymbidium. So they are large flowers, quite beautiful. Oftentimes you see them as cut flowers.
Well, this is really beautiful, and one of the unique things about this show is that you have this giant orchid greenhouse in the back that people can normally not see. It's off limits.
Yeah.
But for like the couple weeks this show's open, you bring back some of those specimens and you put them basically on these platforms so that folks can see them. And you have to like get these ready, right? Like how do you do that? Like, are you getting ready all year for the show?
We do. So this is the time of the year that our Paphiopedilums, like that one that you're observing, bloom. But things like the Cymbidium that we saw first, we prepare them. So we start to cool the greenhouses where they are around September, October.
Wow.
And it takes like 3 months of cooling for the flowers to start to develop and get to that size. And then right before, like a week or two before the show starts, we warm the greenhouses again to force them to open.
Well, obviously orchids are a little complicated to take care of. You know, you have a staff and you have like a PhD in orchids pretty much, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
But for folks who got an orchid as a gift, do you have like some tips maybe for how to better take care of orchids? I know someone who will stay unnamed at KDKA said they can't keep an orchid alive for a week. So what are they doing wrong?
So I think the most important thing is watering. Oftentimes the reason why most people kill their orchids is not watering properly. Orchids, like when they get water, they like a lot. So you just put it in the sink, allow the water to run for like 5-10 seconds, wait 5 minutes, repeat the process, wait until it's done dripping, and then put it back in a bright place. They like good light to be able to bloom. Oftentimes they're killed by overwatering, which means water too often, but with little amounts like a little
What about that
spray.
ice cube method? People say put an ice cube in there.
I would say don't do it.
You heard it from an orchid expert. Do not use the ice cube.
Well, these orchids, usually Phalaenopsis, are tropical plants. The ice cube it provides very cold water. It can rot the roots and the plant, so it can potentially kill the plant. I would say just stick to bring the plant to the sink, allow the water to run through, and let them go dry in between waterings. It's good for them. And that's it. It's not that hard, really.
So you got to get down here now, because in a few weeks, all these orchids, this one is especially beautiful. There's 1 billion blooms on there. We'll go back into your collection. But all these other orchids down below, you're going to sell these to Phipps members.
Yes. So we have a sale for Phipps members only on March 29, or is it 28? 29.
Okay, at the end of March.
It's one of those. And yeah, so we have all the orchids that we acquired for the show are going to be placed for sale at a very discounted rate, usually like $5 per plant or so.
Oh my gosh, okay, so now that you have a little more information on how to take care of orchids, come and buy one for $5 at the end of March.
This is your chance to get your hands on some of this.
Yeah, thanks so much, Giovani. And I just want to say, since we started filming, there have been people of all ages coming through. It's so fun. So I'd say this show is really fun for adult or kid.
We see what you did there.
That was so good. You never disappoint us, Boaz.
Never.
And I feel like that ice cube trick was yours, and I'm really glad we could have debunked that early.
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, we got the facts here, all the orchid facts.
This is awesome.
It is.
And now I'm going to go pick one up at Trader Joe's. I pass by them every day.
Love orchids. And I love Trader Joe's,
There
too.
you go.
Thank
Grab
you
a
so
snack.
much, Boaz. I love how he has the matching jacket, too.
I know.
Perfect.
It's just, he's so good there at home. You can check out the Orchid and Tropical Bonsai Show for yourself. It'll be up at Phipps Conservatory until Sunday, March 9th. And we're going to have more info on our website, kdk.com/talkpittsburgh.